so he can play either center or guard. And I think he's going to be a starting center. So,
Hmm.
we don't have to plug and play. And then we picked up a nice guard. We picked up a couple of, I mean, don't get me wrong. We
We did
finally,
pick
I
up
mean,
some good players. I'm just hoping
yeah,
they can adjust to NFL. Yeah.
yeah, but here's the thing. We didn't have a bad offensive line the last couple of years. I mean, since like holding number 76
Yeah,
offense, then y'all tell them you do
yeah,
first down, second
yeah. Too
down,
many
third down,
penalties. Yeah,
so
correct.
yeah.
Absolutely, we
So
have been.
we
Yes, go. I'm sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So we doing good, y'all. I mean I really we doing real good. So we have nothing to worry about this year. So I'm happy with it.
I
I hope not.
I'm happy.
oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. Oh,
I'm
that's
happy
a
with what we doing.
absolutely, Steve. Maryland, go ahead.
Well, I just wish Chase the best. I'm like, if we got a contract, somebody else.
Yeah, we actually did. We actually signed the off-drafted free agents to to a tenure because we didn't want they didn't want other teams to get the prospects that they already picked. I think that was a great move by the organization, snagging up Casimir Allen. Now I'm really happy about Casimir, but we're gonna get to that in a minute. Um, we also signed Brandon Daniels, a really good offensive lineman. I really like this guy as well. I love his stature. And I'm gonna read you five things about Brandon Daniels. Now, Brandon Daniels is one of the most wonderful prospects that we have on the offensive line. I think he can, go on the offensive line and help us out. He's a two-sport athlete in high school. He did not receive a hype as a high school prospect. A third-year star recruit from Harbor High School, Daniels was the number one. No, excuse me. He was the number 196 prospect in state, number 72 prospect in the position in Texas, according to ESPN High School recruit page. With that being said, he was still an above average athlete. Daniel's matrix points, how talented is very early in his playing career. He ran a 5.19 40-yard dash, recording a 4.679 20-yard shuttle. That's impressive. Jumped 29.9 inches in a vertical leap, all three which is among the third top in ESPN database, which means this guy, if the quarterback was throwing the ball deep, he could jump up as it started the flight, grab that ball, and take it and run for a touchdown. That's how high he jumped, which is great.
That'd be good.
That is great. This guy can start. Even though he's not quick enough, he's very agile in the vertical leap, which is great. He's one of the top, on the top of the first 10 all district selection in 2016. Daniels is
He
also
sounds like my Logan.
exactly in track and field, especially the javelin throw, disc throw, and shot put, earning all district honors. So this is a highly talented a tackle. I mean, offensive tackle. It was fun going out there like in our own teammates, being able to compete at a different level in a different spot. Daniels told Dan Clark, I got a chance to do some javelin throws too. My tracks meet before. It's a different experience. I wasn't a spinner and a shot put, but I was a glider. Daniels initially wasn't going to do anything with track and field, but he learned to get in the most experience because you helped him because of the well-rounded athlete. Take advantage of the experience in the stuff that you do, Daniel said. It helps you become a better football player. Whatever sport, whether it's basketball or football, and teach you something. Like soccer, the foot coordination, you're going to get the least something from a sport. It will help you learn in the long run. So that
Oh
is a
yeah.
great thing that he just stated. So I think he is ready to go in the lineman. So I think if they put him in, or this other guy for Ohio, he's from Utah, he's a tackle. He and this
Yeah.
other guy from Ohio could potentially be our bookends for the offense, just like we have a bookends for the defense, and which is great. Now, here's another bad thing that's going on. We just let go another, another player that was here, but it's time for him to go and get healed. Another bad thing I must say is happening, but a good thing at the end will happen. So I was reading on the Commanders list. Commanders website, how they're going to do away with the fifth option on Chase Young. But what they have said was that this year, if he proves himself to be worthy, like Deron Payne did, they're going to reach out to his agent and get him a long-term deal. So it's not really they're letting him go. They're giving him a chance to prove himself and see what that knee is going to do. What their doctor, Dr. Andrews, has said, he said he's all healthy, ready to go. So it's all on Chase. If Chase if Chase can prove himself, if he can have 20 sacks this year and take us to the playoffs with that 20 sacks, he will get a learn time. We can keep him and Monte Sweats as the bookends of our defense, which will be 100% with the additions of KG Henry, with Andre Jones Jr., and the other defensive end that we got. So
Yeah.
it's not really bad as many people has stated. It's a really good keeper. We have really good talent all across the board. All across the board, we have the massive talent. I want to say, Steve, I know I was supposed to be at the draft, but what happened was I had a call from my job that somebody called off and I couldn't go. So I was going to see you there at the National Harbor, but I couldn't go, bro. I appreciate that that you were there. I was devastated, bro. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about KJ Henry. KG Henry was the 137th pick in the 2023 draft. 5 things you need to know about this newly addition defensive front. He played for his dad's first team. So KG Henry's dad played for the Commanders, aka Washington Redskins. I think he was. I did not know he played for it. Getting drafted is an exciting, unforgettable experience, not just for the players themselves, but their families. So the Commanders traded up for Henry. There was an exciting atmosphere.
So excited.
No, go ahead. No, oh, you want Steve to go?
Hey, what? Oh yeah.
Okay,
I'm ready.
okay, go ahead.
Oh, Steve, you want to talk?
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead,
What
Steve.
happened is it was a big crowd. They was happy to get this man. This man led
Oh
the
yeah.
NCAA in touchdown 6 by a cornerback. I mean, like I said, he set the record. And but everybody was talking about his weight, but he could play with his weight in the side. Everybody was surprised they didn't get Gonzalez. But guess what?
What?
It took what happened is I supposed to have 2 people with with the vans to pick me up from my wheelchair. Neither one of them showed up. So it took me 8 hours, 13 people, 4 buses to get me home, right?
Right.
But it
Wow.
was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it though. I called it my 8 hour Gilligan Island tour. So, but it was well worth it, and I enjoyed myself.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
I
That's what's up.
understand. Like Ronnie, you and stuff. I can understand because but I depend it on the fans. Like well, I said one on shelf, the other one will, and then yesterday this lady stole my iPhone from the Safeway. She just took it and walked off with it. And I'm telling this lady to get my cell phone, and I had everything on it, but she took it, and I got her tag numbers and everything. And then I had to settle today for a Samsung phone. I mean, T-Mobile, y'all should be ashamed of yourself because I had to pay the last bit of my money to get a Samsung phone. And
Wow.
I'm like, you know what? And then they talking about I had to pay for 2 phones for the next 4 months. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh.
Y'all crooks, right? I'm a
Oh.
podcaster, right? And
Right.
I got
Good
I'm
Lord.
gonna lose. Yeah. And I had to call your show, Lou's show, Brenda's show, and y'all bothering me, and I'm just my amputee, right? And y'all
Wow.
doing me wrong. But I said I had to get on a new phone to get on your show, you know. But you know what? It is what it is, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? If it wasn't for bad luck, I had no luck at all.
Well, you know what, Steve? I want to thank you for calling my show, bro. 100%. I'm sorry that they, and
They took
T-Mobile,
advantage of me.
T-Mobile has been taking advantage of
Yeah.
people and their customers. Like they took it. I got T-Mobile too, and they've been doing me wrong for 2 years. But I
Well,
feel for you, bro. I'm sorry, man, that they're doing that to you. And you know what? You should
oh
sue
yeah,
them. You should
thank
sue
you.
them. Sue them.
6 years. But they did me wrong, right? But I got all my commander pictures and everything, right? The
Right.
draft, I had all the people there. I can't even get them right.
Right.
I had to back up on my iPhone. Cause I had Joe Williams, I had the
Mm.
Cowboy Killer, I had 16 Redskins from the all over the draft and stuff. I
Wow.
got nothing, right? I was
Right.
like, that is so messed up by that lady,
It
you
is,
know.
man. Oh man, I wish I was there. I wish I want the first person I would probably get was Doug Williams because he's been my idol ever since. I wouldn't know what to say to him,
That's the
bro.
first one I got.
Oh man,
That's the
that's
first one I
Doug.
got. Doug Williams. We
Uh
talked for about a half hour, right?
oh
He's only like 2 years older than I am.
wow,
You
yeah, it's
know,
true. Dang man, that
I
really
was.
hurts too because I know trying to get him to sit stand and talk for about half an hour is it's got to be the most amazing thing to pick his brain about that one time when he was playing against Denver and playing and what was he thinking playing against Elway? And how did Elway react in that game after he won it? Did he come over and shake his hand? Did he say congratulations?
He said Elway was so. Don't get me wrong. Between the lines, Elway was so pissed, right? And then he was pissed at. Be honest with you, he was pissed at Tim Tebow, right? Because Tim Tebow outplayed him, right? And
Right,
that's why he shifted to the. That's why he shifted to the Jets. Be honest with you, right? Because had him that glory. Yeah, yeah,
that
he
is
put him in the
so
playoffs,
classic.
right? You see John Elway was high five of life, but deep down the side, Elway win the pass and say that son of a biscuit, you know. He outplayed me, and no one don't remember me in the Super Bowl, but then he become a Tim Tebow, but he played right. I was like, yeah, that's right, Elway. He outplayed you, you know,
Yeah.
Right. That is
you
such
know.
a great thing, man. I just gotta. So my mission is to go to Ashburn for the not the OTAs but the preseason. and go over there and get, see Fred Smoot, see Logan Clawson, get their mindset on some games that I want to, because I want to get Logan Clawson's mindset on that game in Dallas, right? When RG3 threw that touchdown pass to him. And I want to also get, Fred Smoot's mindset when when they were in the Bear defense, and Donovan McNabb threw that pass to Mitchell, and they took Mitchell and threw him out the end zone, and when they didn't go to the playoffs. I have so many questions for so many players, and to see that I didn't get a chance to go really irks me, because I had these questions for a long time, and I got to get these answered. But that's going to take up the whole entire show, and I don't want to do that. But it's great that you got those questions answered and those pictures with the greats. One of these days, everybody who's on this show is gonna meet up on that designated time, that designated day this year, and we're gonna see what that answer is. But let's go move forward. So let's go ahead and talk about what KJ Henry means to this organization. He has a long career with the Tigers. While he wasn't a full-time starter until 2022, he's reliable and productive whenever he's on the field. This guy is energetic. He can be dynamic, twist, blitzing, movable piece around the defense front. He does a nice job setting up a buttery smooth inside rush that is often too quick for tackles. Right, the NFL.com, Lance Zierlein. Over a course of 5 years at Clemson, Henry racked up 122 tackles, 63 solo, with 28 TFLs, and 13 and a half sacks. This guy is a force to be reckoned with. He's also two fumbles in his career high 6 pass breakups in 2020. This is the guy we got to have on the field. He's got to be day one. He got to be day one. But perhaps one of Henry's best qualities, his availability. He ends his career playing 58 games dating back to 2018, which is the most ever by a Clemson defensive end. Washington benefits from having this kind of dependability in the rotation in the defensive line, which means this guy can stay healthy for 3 years or more if you play him the correct way. That's a big problem with Jack Del Rio. He doesn't do any exotic plays. It's either straightforward man, press, or zone. And we can't do no more zone because some players, some teams get open and the quarterback gets us gutted. So Jack Del Rio has the better play schemes, or we're gonna get creamed. Let's move on to the second thing, Kashmir Allen. Kashmir Allen is the bright spot in the defense, in the undrafted free agents that we signed this year. What he did for USLA was unreal. This guy kicked off returns. This guy did end arounds. He did wide receiver runs. He did combats. Yes, he is one of our special teams. I think he's going to be on the special teams hands down. We might just use him in a package and be our fifth wide receiver. See, this is what we need. I've been advocating for a wide receiver with that kind of speed, and they went and got it. This is what we need to defend against the Giants, the Eagles, and of course Dallas. Now, what I saw against Dallas, they went and got a 2 running backs. So what they're going to be running is a 2 running back system. They're hoping that Tony Pollard can be healthy. If not, they're going to let him go and put those 2 rookies back to back. They're going to have that wide receiver. I don't think that wide receiver that Dallas got is going to be effective like CeeDee Lamb. But I think the wide receivers we have, Terry, Scary Terry, Johan Dotson, this guy,
Yeah.
Kashmir Allen, these and the running back that we got, Chris Rodriguez Jr. is one of the best, and
Yeah.
it's been on the radar of uh, uh, Eric Bieniemy. This is going to be dream his dream offense where he could just have Chris Robinson run up the gut and go 90 yards, maybe 60. I think this is what we needed in the beginning. Uh, we also have this other wide receiver from Louisiana that is a monster. I think
I like that.
this 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 is what we've been asking for. We've been asking for exactly this, and now we got it. Now I don't know how to act. I really don't know how to act because now it's so enjoyable to watch these players being taught by Eric, being taught by Ron Rodriguez. Ron Rivera, and now you have the nucleus that we have. You know,
Yeah. Because I just have to say, all click together.
it,
Believe you me, do like that.
it is enjoyable. It's enjoyable to see that.
Yeah. That's what I loved about this last year. I was like, these dudes, they quit. Especially when I'm sorry, but yeah, it's true. Because we came out 5, 6 games, won. And I'm like, oh, what a relief. Yeah.
It's 100% the best thing ever to have. You know,
What is it with the Eagles that they have a great and yet they're picking up all sorts of players? And I'm like,
well,
are you kidding me?
The Eagles are trying to make their run back to the Super Bowl because they believe that they have the the talent to do so. I don't think so.
So if they have the talent, Razul,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Uh, they were picking up Georgia, left and right. Georgia players. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, Georgia was good, but and you got players that you went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You don't mess that up. He is. He, never mind.
Well, I mean, if you look at how Eagles are trying to do, they're trying to do exactly like the New England Patriots did. The New England Patriots, what they try to do, they try to gather all the wide receivers from very from various places such as I'm trying to remember. Who did they get? They got Randy Moss.
Teams.
Yeah, Randy Moss. They got Randy Moss. They went and got from the draft as well. They went in and got the wide receiver from it wasn't Megatron. Who was it? Ocho Cinco? No, was it Ocho Cinco? It was some wide receiver they got. I forgot what his name, but he was a Raider one time before. And what happened was that they they went to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and won it. But that's what the Eagles are trying to do. They won one and they want to continue on winning. But they can't do it. And no, what they did was they went and got the running back from They got the running back from Detroit, Swift, that beat us in Detroit.
Yeah, they got Swift. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, so they're really gearing to beat us twice and sweep us. That's what they're trying to do. And I'm like, okay, I see you, but we got Rodriguez now, and he's a north and south runner. We have Antonio Gibson, who's a scat back and a wide
Oh
receiver
yeah.
and a kickoff
Antonio,
returner.
yeah.
So the one thing I did not like was what's that guy's name? It begins with an M. Mullane. I didn't like Mullane, and the reason why I don't like Mullane is because he doesn't have the speed or the. I mean, he only has the route running, but he's not good either. We didn't use him that much because he's not good. Because the teams he's small in stature, and then teams could double him or put him in zone, and he won't move. He'll just sit there. That's why I don't like the guy. I think he needs to just sit on the bench and play special teams. I don't think he needs to be in a package or whatsoever. That's just my take on
Hmm.
it. What do you guys think?
Depends on
Yeah,
why put on the team. You know, it's making me wonder. You know,
if the NFL fix.
Right. I think the problem I have with this guy is he's good in running routes. No problem with that. He's not good in bringing the touchdowns. You understand? I think
yeah.
what they need to do is um they need to seriously get this guy and keep him, but not like put him in any packages because he's not going to flourish, and that's where I have a problem with.
But you think he might do all right on special teams?
I mean, he might help the team out, and he might give us a spark once in a while, but he won't unleash. He won't have that
He's
burst.
not putting it out. He's
Right.
not really going after it. What you're saying?
Exactly, because there's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much that these players now, these rookies that they got in the draft, can help us with.
Oh yeah. And that's what they got to do. They got to really get out there and show them. Oh, yeah, I can do this. I can do it.
And that's where I believe he can help us flourish, and like he can help us with the third and short or third and long if he has that mentality in him, you know. And that's what I'm saying. I think if we play, if
And you
we
have to have that mentality to do that.
yeah,
You got
exactly,
to.
exactly, and that's my point that I was saying before about you know about about him, because I can't see us moving forward with Mullane because of the fact he doesn't have that burst. I don't. He has great hands. He can move the chain, but he's not reliable it's really down to the X's and O's. So let's go ahead. So I mean, is any questions that any one of you have about the draft and what's the expectation on this year? Um, let's go with Maryland, and then we'll go with Steve.
Well, I know the guys that come in, and they got a crew, and I know I heard what Dmv said that he was going to strain them, and I'm like, don't strain them too much, they'll be kicked tired, get out there and play.
Right.
Hey, you know, oh man. But it's gonna be in Coach Rivera. He will speak up. He will. I see.
Right. Okay.
I've got that respect for him. You know, I do.
That's good.
Uh,
I think so too. I think so. I
um,
think. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You wasn't finished.
go ahead, it's all right.
All right. I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but I agree with you. I think, let's give them the necessary work in, and then let them rest, and then go back at it. The next day. But you know, uh, let's go ahead and do that. So go ahead, Steve. What's your thoughts?
Okay, they should make the playoffs this year. Um, Chase is Chase and Sweat. This is money. This is money year for them.
Yes.
Because if Chase plays good, he's gonna get that contract. If he
Right.
don't, then they can see whether they put him on a franchise tag and sign Sweat. If not, vice versa.
Hmm.
Yeah, put Sweat on the franchise tag and sign Chase. So both of them is like the Twilight Zone. Either they get it or they don't. Uh, and
Right.
then they signed that defensive end from Louisville. Louisville, and then they signed the linebacker from LSU.
Right.
So that saw linebacker for, and as far as the defensive back, both of them gonna be, the cornerback of Mississippi State gonna be the starter. So the
Yes.
other quarterback could be the starter too. So we got, if they do don't work out real well, you can see him on the chopping block next year.
But see.
So I think we got enough people to cover, you know.
Hmm.
And as far as Rodriguez, that's gonna be the key. They can have a four-legged monster, which that's what our coach wanted to be girls, because he wanted the running game to upgrade. And I think Rodriguez
Yeah.
is going to be our diamond in the rough. You got four running backs that can run 0 to 50 in a heartbeat. So we got it. We got the deal, and then we got both sides, and then
we've
we
got
got
the
a great
talent.
runner. Yeah, we got to be right. We got the talent, and we got a great runner if we get in the hole. So we upgraded our offensive line. With people saying weak, it wasn't our weak start. We had a slow starter as a quarterback, and the girls thought he was our safety. He was actually the weakest of the link. And Sam House can move. You can see he can move, as he can move better than Heineke, and got a stronger arm than Heineke. So
Hmm.
that's gonna be the key. So we should be in the playoffs this year and to win the NFC East
Yo,
this year.
I like how you lined
That's
up.
a possibility.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
what I was saying too,
It's
man.
possibility.
a good possibility.
He was lining up the talent that we
Didn't
have.
play early.
No,
Sam
no,
Howell didn't play early.
no. And I'm looking at the Eagles, I'm looking at Dallas, and I'm looking at the Giants. The Giants didn't really make
Yeah.
an upgrade, right? They just improved their back, their defensive, the defense. I looked at Dallas. They did was shore up some spots, that they had on the offense. They didn't really show up on the defense. I'm looking at the Eagles. All the Eagles did was add a running back. Look at what we just did. We just completely revamped our offense with a talented running back, a talented kickoff returner, a talented wide receiver, and we have Chase, might be the star player he should have been when he got here in his second year. He's going to flourish in his fourth year. I think this might be our better chance of propelling us into the playoffs. Now, I know that we have a really tough schedule. Don't get me wrong, but just think about the possibilities
Yeah.
of Emmanuel Forbes picking off 10 straight games and making us a playoff team early. I cannot, I just really like this guy because this guy is going to really shock the NFL. I mark my words. He's going to be Sean Taylor like in the first 5 games. So I hope Jack Del Rio's watching his tapes and how to use them, because if we use him correctly, this guy can have a pick six every week, every Sunday. And just imagine that like teams going to scheme around him and he's going to be ready for it. This guy, he's got Manute Bol legs. I'm sorry, Manute Bol. Please don't hurt me. Look, the guy got Manute Bol legs, and his reach is on. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to joke on him like that, but it's really it's amazing how this guy is going to pick six every. So they're going to play 2-man deep. They're going to play 2-man deep, which is called cover two, and they're going to have the safety, and that's another thing. We got Derek Foster and we got Benjamin St. Jude, and these guys are hungry too. It's what I've been asking for on this defense, and we got it. Now we're complete. Now it's just putting these guys in the right place to be dominant. You know, it's just refreshing to see this talent.
They can play a modified 46 defense.
Well,
that's the scary part.
Well, we can't play 46 because we're 3-4. When we're 4-3, I mean we're 4. Excuse me, we're 4-3. We're 4-3.
We can because here's the key. Don't forget Mathis. Okay.
Mathis, yes. Fedarius Mathis, yes, absolutely, yes.
We can put him. Look, we can do a 5. We can do a 5. Don't forget the other guys who play great on that defensive line.
True.
If you put a 5, right?
Yeah.
The running back, especially Hurts could be running for his life. Prescott could be running for his life. And Daniel Jones, don't get me wrong, he can run. But our defense is run. Here's our defensive front alone can match his 4-5 speed. So we can, and Matthews is a fast guy at 4-6.
That's true. So, I forgot all about Mathis. You're right, Steve. I forgot all about Mathis.
Look, don't forget Obi-Wan, and then the guy we signed from that defensive end too. We can run up and we can change some of that defensive line.
We sure could.
We can move a Sweat to linebacker, and he got reach. So we can mix it to a 46. If we want to. I don't like moving Sweat to linebacker, because just imagine what Chase Young had to do when they dropped him back. He had to play that spot where the running back was in the flat, and he got burnt because the speed of that running back was greater than his legs. I don't like that because yeah. So if you look what happened to Chase. His knee got blown out. We don't want the same thing with. That's the difference between Chase Young and what's called. He played linebacker at Texas Boone, AMA.
He could see what the offense is going to do before anybody else.
Exactly.
He can spot it.
Well, I get what you're saying. If we would have kept Rob from when we were in 2012 when we were winning the NFC East, if we would have kept Rob, he's the type of linebacker we drop back, right? We drop back and he picks off every single pickoff, right? If we would have kept him, this would have been another different issue. But we're dealing with two bookends who are positioned to be a rushing defensive end. not a drop back. We don't have hybrids. If we had hybrids, then I wouldn't have no problem, with him dropping back. But if we drop him back, remember, wait, hold on, Steve, wait. I know you're right. I know you're right in your assessment. I get that. But look at this. If you drop Sweat back, instead of playing him in his current position, he doesn't blow out his knee, right? But if you drop him back and plant him into a zone coverage, which is a hybrid type move, then you blow out his knee just like Chase Young did, and then you got him sidelined for the next 3 to 4 weeks that we need him to win these games so we can go to the playoffs. We need a healthy line.
Exactly. But what happened is Sweat played linebacker also in college. Chase Young didn't. He was a straight defensive end. But Sweat, because of his lighter weight, his height,
right?
The linebacker, his height and his reach, because they did bump him back as linebacker one time at safety because of his 4.4 speed,
right?
And he can cover. I'm glad they got rid of. I think they're gonna give it a Bostic, and remember Davis can cover. Davis can cover with this 4.4 speed too. People forgot he played much better this year. Last year, the year before, in his rookie year, he got caught, but he can cover now. He played much better last year.
Davis.
I'm glad.
Yo, bro,
I'm glad Bostic gonna be Merry Christmas or sit on the fence.
So Davis, bro, you're gonna have to refresh my memory. Davis, who's Davis?
Yeah.
No, who you're referring to? Davis. Who's what's his first name?
Who's the opposite of Davis?
Yeah, you said his first name is wait a minute, is that the guy from Illinois?
No, Davis was from Kentucky.
Kentucky, Davis.
Kentucky, number 52.
Oh, okay.
Black Shadow.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure.
And then they add the guy from LSU, and he runs a 4.5. So they got two of the fastest because they gonna cover because 55 he did everything, but he got the money, so I can't blame him. He got the money, and then he can be playing at for his own team, just like I think he's gonna be playing for his own team. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be my brother.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
later on I might bring him back up to
yeah, but he's playing at home. I was not playing for my home team,
I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, so I forgot about Jeremy Davis. Jeremy Davis is the guy for the linebacker from Kentucky that we drafted a year ago, and he's the fast linebacker. I think Jeremy Davis would be the primary person to drop back because he's known to do that. I would like for him to drop back versus Sweat to drop back because he could plug the A gap and stop a running back like a Swift because he's quick. That first step, this guy has a first burst that can stop any running back.
Yeah.
And that's what teams fear. Yeah. They fear if this guy is able to run to a gap and stop any running back for taking flight, they don't have a running game. So that's who we need.
Yeah, but you got the Chiefs gonna be massive for when that first play the game when he stopped my man. He stopped them. Stopped them cold, and Mathis gonna be our centerpiece of our defense. Everybody's gonna worry about 94 and 95.
Right.
They gonna have to. 93 and 94, but they're gonna have to worry about 95. And that's gonna be he's gonna wind up leading the Redskins to sacks. That's my prediction.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're
gonna have to speed it up. We got 5 minutes. This has been one of the best, sports news ever. But we gotta get to we gotta come back to it. This is why I love talking about the Commanders first, because we have so much to go on. For the NBA playoffs, the Miami Heat beating the Knicks 105-86, taking a 2-1 game lead on the Knicks. The Warriors came back in game 3 and beat the Lakers. So they have a 1-1 tie. So they play today at 8:30. So everybody check that time zone and
Oh
the
yeah.
channel. The
Oh yeah.
Boston Celtics beat the 76ers to lead 2-1 in the series, and they play tomorrow at 3:30. And game 4 of the Suns and Nuggets, Denver leads 2-1 to take a 1-game lead, and they play tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So NBA is on fire, and more likely the TV is going to be turned on to the Warriors and Lakers. And now
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that's got to be the most nerve biting game in the year, because Lakers have to win against the Warriors to prove that they are going to be the champions. I think they're going to fall short this year. Moving forward, my Orioles are 22-10